Hello, ladies and gentlemen. So we're back for our second topic. We're writing exponential functions from tables. And the two pieces of information we need are an a value, which is our y-intercept. And keep in mind that we call this an initial value, a starting point. Very much like the linear functions, in a table it's our y value where x equals 0. But for any exponential function of this form, a times b to the x power, it never goes through 0. So the origin is not a point our exponential functions a times b to the x power have in common. So the second thing that we need to find is what you guys are good at finding, and it's our common ratio. So that's that b value. So keep in mind that we called it common because it was, as we divided the bottom value by the top value, we got the same value each time. So we're looking for this common ratio. And to be a little more specific, exponential functions are classified into growth and decay. And so we could have a growth factor or a decay factor. How do I know which one's which? If the common ratio is greater than 1, then that means that we have growth. And on the other side, decay, it's getting smaller and smaller, so that means that my common ratio is less than 1. Okay, so now our focus is finding that y-intercept, finding that common ratio, and putting it all together to write an equation of this form. Y equals a times b to the x. So let's take a look at our first example. Yet again, we still want to highlight that y-intercept and record it. And that's not too bad right now. So our y-intercept is when x is 0, and we want that y value. So what we know right now is our y-intercept is 0, 81. This is our a value right there. The common ratio. Remember in class we started that we can start from the bottom or the top, and I think this helps us out to start from the bottom. So we take the bottom value, we divide it by the top value, and we want to simplify. Yet again, we're going to set up another ratio here. So we take the 36, and we're dividing it by 54. And our last ratio, so we take 54, and we divide it by 81. Okay, so each step of the way, we want to divide those and record what we get and see if we have a common ratio. So 54 divided by 81, let's go make a calculator page. All right, so 54 divided by 81. Okay, so we get 2/3, so we can go back and record that. 36 divided by 54. Whoops. Okay, we get 2/3 again. All right, one last time to see that common ratio. So we have 24 divided by 36. And we get 2/3 again. So we do have a common ratio of 2/3. And keep in mind that this is the b. It's easy to see when you're looking at the tables of values that 81 to 54 to 36 to 24, that we're getting smaller. So this is in growth, this is decay. But also 2/3 is like 0.667 if we round to 3 decimal places. And so that number is less than 1. That's a second way to see that. All right, so we're ready to write our equation. So we have y equals a, whoops, I know what happened there. So we have that a value of 81, our y-intercept or initial value, in parentheses the common ratio of 2/3, and the exponent or the power is x. And right there, we have now written an equation to model our table.